there are men who think that all they need to do is go out there and make money and sexual polarity is guaranteed because it's a contract, you know? I mean, a lot of men have this idea, maybe they won't say it just exactly this way, but it's in there that the whole point of getting married is that I won't have to try to get sex anymore because I got this person who's sort of like, that's the contract. Like we've made an agreement, you know, I'll pay the rent and you'll fuck me, you know, like that's the contract. So, it's frustrating when she won't. And it's super common for men, particularly who are in high-powered, high-stress jobs. These guys who are like business owners and C-suite executives. Man, I see these guys all the time feeling like, you know, I'm working 16 hours a day for you, for us, for our family.
Right.
And I provide well above average, and yet what's going on here? There's no intimacy between us. Because sexual polarity doesn't come from your having a lot of money. Like having a Ferrari does not actually get chicks. It gets a certain it gets a certain kind of chick, right? But not a chick who's actually attracted to you. I mean, there are, we know for sure, everybody knows that there are some really beautiful women out there who are looking for a rich guy. They're not looking for a rich guy to fall in love with. They're looking for a rich guy. And if that's the relationship you want, you know, they're out there. If you're rich, they're out there, but it's miserable, right? I mean, it really is contractual. And I think a lot of those men suffer the consequences of self-hatred and self-loathing of knowing that she's not really choosing them. It's like, it's a bad feeling. And frequently, of course, given the opportunity, she's also going to be a pool boy because, you know, and he knows, like, that's what he walked into. Back to the video in a moment, but if you're struggling in your relationships with women, the answer might very well be a lack of attraction. How do you build attraction? Well, I've got a diagnostic quiz that's going to help you to locate exactly what your issue is and get you on the road to having more success in every one of your relationships. Click here and check it out now. Now back to the video. But it's so many men think like that's normal. Like, yeah, women, they're just into money. That's what women want. They want money. But yet, none of the women you know, right? None of the women you know, only the women you want to date, but none of the women you know. Like not your sister, not your mother, not your best friend, not your, like none of the women you actually know, they actually want a good man. It is vanishingly rare. It is vanishingly rare. The truth is, beautiful women want a great guy. If he's rich, even better. But I mean, I kind of feel the same way about women. I mean, you know, I want a beautiful woman. I want her to be beautiful. I want her to be kind and loving. I want her to be crazy about me. Right? I want to be fun to be with. And if her dad happens to be rich, bonus, right? You know,
right.
Nothing wrong with using the private jet now and then. So, I mean, money's fun. Money's fun. We all like it. But every chick flick you ever watch, the rich guy never gets the girl. She always opts for true love in the end. And every girl grew up watching those chick flicks. And in her heart of hearts, the rich guy would be fun, but she'd give it up in a minute for that, you know, poet with a heart of gold who's broke. It ain't the money. It ain't the money. Other than, you know, if he can't support her. So there is this base minimum where she loses attraction for the guy who cannot protect her. She feels unsafe. She loses attraction for him. But she doesn't really gain that much attraction for the rich guy outside of the fact that he's powerful. It's not the money. It's the power that's attractive. It's not the Ferrari and the jewelry and all that stuff. It's the way people talk to him. So he lives in a world where other people are saying, oh, sir, do you think we can do things right? And like she feels status. His power. Yeah. Status. Yeah. Exactly. It's status. Status is super sexy. Status is super sexy. But good news, if you don't have status, it's not the only thing that's sexy, right? I mean, there's a lot of things that are sexy. Status is one of them.
So kind of to dovetail from what you just said, or come home and just, you know, get action. I used to think if you're doing all the right things, almost the woman would initiate because, oh, she's so grateful. And, you know, I almost thought like if I wasn't being pursued, I wasn't attractive, or why isn't she jumping on me, kind of a thing.
Depends on your woman, of course. So, you know, you're a really masculine guy. The woman that's attracted to you is going to be very feminine. The more feminine she is, the more attracted to that part of you she is. As I get this all the time from men who are like, my wife's really hot. She's so beautiful. And I feel like all the time I'm initiating sex and she literally never does. Can you teach me how to get her to initiate sex? And the answer is not if you want a good marriage. Not because she's not going to want to do that. Like that's actually going to start to reduce the polarity in your relationship. Like women love it when you're the hunter. They want to be the hunted. Now, of course, it's fun once in a while on your birthday when she plans big seduction. And it's super fun to have a woman, so hot for you that, she wants to seduce you. But the reality is that's a woman exhibiting her masculine behavior. There are all women that'll do it, but don't like it. But they kind of know you want it and they love you. And so they're going to do it once in a while. But every time they do it, you've made a cash withdrawal. And it doesn't feel like you have because the feeling is she seduced you tonight. It was super fun. And then you had crazy good sex. She fell asleep in your arms with a big smile on her face. It was great. Why wouldn't she do it again? The answer is because she's feminine. She didn't like that first part, It made her, just like it makes you feel less attractive that she never, ever initiates sex. And I get it. I mean, I'm not immune to it, but I have to remind myself that's the way it is. If you're really, I'm attracted to super feminine women and they don't initiate sex. And the more masculine you are in the relationship, the better you get at this. Like getting really good at this means she's going to initiate you less. It makes it worse. It actually makes it worse, but it makes your marriage better and it makes the sex better. The one antidote I can offer is, you still have to initiate, but you initiate by telling her what you want her to do. So you want her to seduce you, you can say to her, listen, I want you to wear that sexy outfit tonight. And she'll be like, oh, that sounds like fun. And, they'll, in other words, like you've done it, right? And then you can get it, but you've got to tell her to do it.
Got it.
And because you've told her to do it, her sexual polarity is intact. If you're struggling in your relationships with women, the answer might very well be a lack of attraction. How do you build attraction? Well, I've got a diagnostic quiz that's going to help you to locate exactly what your issue is and get you on the road to having more success in every one of your relationships. Click here and check it out now. If you like this video and you want to see more content like this, please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, and when you subscribe, don't forget to click the bell and hit all so that you receive notification when we drop the new ones. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I do watch these comments and I do answer as often as I can.